Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. And welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store. It is Friday. I love Fridays. And I'm still using the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. And let's see what's in store. I am curious how we are going to be encouraged to move through the weekend energies. We had that powerful full moon on Wednesday. So let's see what Spirit has here. Hold on. Amazing. That's beautiful. Okay, so very cool. All right. Okay, so the biggest theme, I'll show you the cards that we have. So we have trust, followed by perception, followed by movement, and then joy. Now, this is beautiful because it echoes a lot of the themes we've been talking about this week. And I kind of really want to highlight each and every one of them in their own right and how they tie in, which is kind of what I normally do, but this is different. Like each one is a standalone anchor. Like if we were to talk about 4 legs of a table, you need the 4 legs for that stability. Each one of these cards is a leg. It is like a cardinal piece. And it's interesting, we're in Cancer season right now, Cancer being a cardinal sign, meaning a fixed sign, the beginning of something new, a lot of sturdiness in it. So that's what we're talking about. So consider each of these ones a leg on a table. So the first one, this trust card, Spirit is saying right now to really trust the path you're on. You can see there is a beautiful path through here. It's clearly laid out, and there's deep structure on either side. And so these rocks, we can kind of see that as the boundaries that we've put into our path, into our desire of how we want to live our life. That co-creation factor helps to dictate the kind of path we want, right? It's not just an open meadow of whatever. This means we've actually put in some boulders, and the spirit world has put in some different boulders to help solidify or clearly align our path so we know which way we're going. We can feel our way through it. So Spirit is saying, trust in what you have been creating and trust in what we are bringing forward for you right now. That's really big because there is a lot of movement happening right now in the collective and in the 3D world. We're going to see a lot of movement of things over the weekend, again, whether that be earth changes, shakeups, tornadoes, those sorts of things, as well as they're telling me political, they're telling me community level, many levels. There's movement happening on many levels of things, and we're going to see that. So we have to deeply trust in our own personal journey and knowing of who we are and our perspective. Okay, this says perception, but really our perspective. Our perspective is going to dictate whether we can move through this movement with an energy of joy, or if we're going to get lost in the woods, right? Our perspective here dictates if we're going to see our path and trust our path, right? Or are we going to totally divert, get lost in the woods? That part is up to us. We have to really choose which perspective, which lens we're going to see the world we live in, because we could easily get caught up in all the whirlwind of 3D world right now and get lost in the woods, get lost in the mix of it, right? When I tune into the energy of the 3D world right now, to me, it looks like a dryer on like tumble dry, where you just keep tumbling and tumbling and tumbling and tumbling. Or you can pull your perspective higher, look through a lens of love, of joy, of sovereignty, knowing who you are, can change your perspective and your perception of the world. It essentially kind of lessens the heaviness of the world. It helps you realize why you're here. It helps you stay on track as to why you're here, right? It helps you really know and trust in your path during this time of movement. And so if you're able to do that, if you can anchor in this energy of joy, you'll be able to kind of sit back and observe the things happening. And I love that these cards all show nature. I'll show you them again in a minute, but like this movement card, there can be a lot of movement in the water, but you can choose to sit on the rock on the end and just observe. Be an observer in your environment and notice all the things that are moving. But there's nothing saying you need to get in the water. You get to choose based on your perception if you're going to get in the water, if you know how to swim, if you have a life jacket. Again, those are all your pieces of understanding before you take an action step. That's another thing they're telling me right now too, is with the movement happening, there may be a lot of movement happening outside of you in the external world, but they're encouraging you to take some time for joy and rest. That's another interesting message, is take some time for rest, be in nature, connect in with nature. And again, I love it. These are all nature cards, mountains, paths, lakes, forests. It's beautiful. So take time this weekend to connect into Mother Earth, wherever you may be, in whichever way you can. And when you connect into Mother Earth, try and connect in to a feeling of grounding, a feeling of being anchored but supported. A feeling of support is huge, especially after that moon. And really, they're saying embody the bounty and the boldness that Mother Nature has to offer. So I'm just asking them, what do they mean by boldness? Okay, interesting. They're saying Mother Nature can sometimes be quite confronting, but if you look into the energy, or you feel into the energy of why it's confronting, there's so much beauty and so much to be learned in it. So it's kind of like what they're showing me right now is if a storm comes up, for example, say wherever you are, there's a storm and you can safely go and observe this storm. Tune into the energy of the thunder and the lightning, tune into the energy of the wind. This is all stuff coming from Mother Nature. Tune into why it's happening. What is it shifting and clearing out and transmuting? They're saying there's a lot of energy and movement at play, like I said, on all those levels. Weather apparently is also another level. So tune into that and see the boldness and the beauty that's in that, but also see the bounty and the grounding and the calm energy that Mother Earth can bring us. So that's a beautiful thing. Connect into you, connect into Earth, be the observer, and choose the lens you wish to observe from. That is a stellar message for Friday. So happy Friday, you guys. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Do check out Spirit Coffee Talk today. It's a really good one. And I will see you guys all next week. And again, if you are wanting to dive into your journey a little bit more, check out avalonspirit.com. There's lots of ways to do that. I will see you guys on Monday.